As the state government assesses a proposal to build a Whitewater Olympic Centre on the outskirts of Brisbane, the local council is forging ahead, drawing up a master plan for the precinct that's being touted as the second South Bank.
This green parcel of land along the culturally significant Tingalpa Creek at Birkdale is surrounded by core koala habitat. But this is the proposed site in Redlands City for the new Whitewater Olympic Centre. For comparison, this is what the Paris Centre looked like under construction.
For the state government, Redland City Council, and for that matter, the Olympic movement, to suggest that dropping a massive concrete edifice in the form of an Olympic Whitewater Stadium, smack dab in the middle of core koala habitat, is simply ridiculous.
It will absolutely have impacts on both koalas' movement and potential impacts on the habitat. It'll displace koalas on the site. Currently they can move freely across the site because it's a grass sort of area between the habitat trees, but this industrial scaled size centre will be a movement impediment.
Building one of these huge concrete facilities, which effectively try to replicate a wild mountain river in a huge channel of surging whitewater, is not what you want in order to conserve the koalas. What sits below it is a very precious, fragile aquifer.
So construction in the aquifer means that the flow of water underground will be diverted, and basically infiltration will be suppressed as the basin is concreted, and the channels as well.
It is this aquifer which sustains the groundwater dependent ecosystems, which in turn sustain the koalas, the wildlife, and the unique vegetation which the people of the Redlands seek to conserve on this land.
The effect of this means that the root systems of the core koala habitat that are dependent on the groundwater inflows will be affected, and that will potentially dry up, leading to dieback. Dieback is the loss of moisture and nutrients through the root system, and that causes the tips of leaves to dry up, and then the plants basically goes into some sort of death spiral.
What is perhaps one of the more ridiculous aspects of deciding to build a Whitewater Stadium on the precious conservation lands of the Birkdale Community Precinct is that there is actually no water supply on the land.
The supply of water will need to be sourced through the urban water network and purchased from the urban water utilities. And who's paying for that?
Once it's constructed, we're given the baby, and ongoing costs, we don't know. We don't know where the water's coming from, what the pump costs will be.
Once the facility is built, it will be council will have to do all of the maintenance and running costs. So that basically is Redlands ratepayers. We'll pick up the bill for this facility for the rest of our days.
The New South Wales government is in the process of taking over the Penrith Whitewater Stadium from that local council, which has been under financial strain. Opponents in Redland would like to see that same Sydney facility used for our games.
The track record of Whitewater centres is that they become either abandoned ruins or run at a loss as a burden on the host city. The International Olympic Committee understands this and has made a point of writing a new norm policy which says stop building new facilities, use existing ones, effectively trying to drive a much more frugal, common sense Olympic Games. We have a marvellous existing Whitewater Stadium in Penrith, New South Wales. It's the home of the fabulous Fox sisters who've just returned from Paris 2024 with gold medals. And it is here that the Brisbane 2032 Olympic Games should host the canoe slalom events.